I've been playing with the Slack API and connecting it to a Bubble app, and if you are working with Slack and Bubble and you want to be able to send messages between, tag an app in your Slack account, Slack workspace, and you want to be able to send that data over to your Bubble app and then send a response back from your Bubble app. I'm not going to cover all of that. I'm just going to cover the thing that I have learned that has saved me so much time and I think really gets rid of a roadblock, and that is when you look at event subscriptions in your Slack API or Slack app, you need to provide a URL. And I began by providing a backend workflow that I've made public in my Bubble app, and I went to try and initialize it because I wanted to train my Bubble app what an inbound message from Slack would look like. And just for context here, I've added to the subscribe events, basically if this app is mentioned, then I want that message sent through to my Bubble app. I'm trying to build agents in Slack. So the issue is that you have to respond to the inbound data from Slack. First of all, Slack sends a challenge message and you have to respond to that in a particular way. So before they send you the actual object, which contains the text and metadata to do with the actual message, it wants to run a check on the URL. I think basically to set up that on the endpoint to check out that it's set up correctly, and you have to respond with this challenge token. And the problem is if you've worked with backend workflows in Bubble and you've been using them to send data into your Bubble app, you will know that you need to train it to know what to expect. And the trouble is here, Slack is sending two differently structured messages. It sends the challenge message and it will then send the actual object of the message itself. And we want to get the object, but we can't get past that step unless we can respond with the challenge. Now, I did initially try by putting the respond action into the workflow, but because I had to run it through initialize, it still wasn't going to work. There's too many variables. Now, maybe there is a way I should have persisted, but I'd already used the platform before called Hookdeck to filter webhooks. I can't remember the precise context, but basically, okay, I'll give you a bit of context. If you're using Stripe, for example, and you're sending webhook data, so someone cancels their account, you want to inform your Bubble app, you can set up an endpoint in your Bubble app and have it specifically for cancellation notifications. And then you can add that endpoint into Stripe and you can say only send this particular event data across. Some APIs or some webhook services, they don't let you actually subscribe to specific events. They're just going to send all events through, and that can, like I say, be troublesome with Bubble because they can be different structures. Maybe, in fact, I think I was sending this through to Relay, which is my current favorite Zapier alternative. And Relay, you kind of get metered on how many steps are run, and so I don't want it to keep running through steps. I don't even want it to verify a step at the very top of a workflow if I know that only 20% of the webhook data that's being sent across, I only want that. So I found Hookdeck and I could set up like a filter. You can see from the animation here, it sits in the middle. I could set up a filter so that only certain events made it through from the provider through to my webhook destination. And so I've been using Hookdeck to get around this challenge aspect with the Slack API because Hookdeck is ready to give the response. You don't even need to set this bit up. You simply need to set up a connection, say that it's Slack, then in your Slack account in here, provide it with the Hookdeck endpoint, and then within Hookdeck it's a very simple workflow builder. You simply say where to send it through to, and that would be your Bubble endpoint. And you can start with that being initialized and you can test it, and then you can remove initialize and it works fine. So this is a really niche. I know it's really niche, but I thought it would be useful for anyone who is wanting to work with the Slack API, building a Slack app that integrates in with a Bubble app. I've found that Hookdeck can be a real time saver to enable you to subscribe to events and send that event data through to your Bubble app.